Hi, I'm Peter from Coffee Parts, and today we're looking at this espresso first hand grinder, the 1ZPresso Jmax, which also happens to be the hero of the 1ZPresso lineup. The Jmax from 1ZPresso, or this grinder, was released in 2021, so it is a relatively fresh model, and it's the hero of their range. So going back a step, 1ZPresso is a Taiwanese-based company founded by a bunch of coffee lovers who happen to be engineers, and you really do see the engineering part come along in all the grinders they do, and they do have a large range of grinders that keep iterating and getting better. You got the travel grinder focused on filter, being the Q2. You got the JX Pro, which is the all-round grinder, anything from Turkish through espresso to filter coffee. And you got this, the Jmax, which is an espresso first hand grinder. So it does do filter, but it's not really focused on filter. It's really focused on espresso and getting the best out of espresso. And for that, they've run 48mm conical blades that are titanium coated. And in terms of dialing in this grinder, because it's an espresso first, and when you really want to dial in those recipes, small movement make a big difference in espresso. What they've done, not only have they made the dial external with 9 numbers, with 90 notches per revolution, but each notch is the tiniest of movement. Think 0.0088 millimeters vertical movement between each notch, which is really cool. So although it is stepped, it's almost stepless. And to be honest, it's better than being stepless because you can dial in and you know where you're at. Because going from espresso to, just say, filter is a lot of revolutions because you're moving the vertical movement so little. What they have done to compensate is over here, you got the marks here. So at the moment we know we're just covering the 2 squares. We're at 2 revolutions in. If we were to do another revolution, we're covering the 3 squares and so forth. The higher you go in the squares, the more revolutions you've done, the more you've dropped that bottom burr, the more coarse you're getting. So the closer to the top of the pyramid you are, the more fine you're getting. And depending on how you're dialing in on your recipe, being around that 2 to 3 mark is probably where you're gonna be. Now talking about this, if you are dialing in all the way to coarse, you might be going at 5 revolutions, which is 240 notches. It's huge. But once again, it's an espresso first grinder. Another cool thing is that the coffee catcher here is connected by magnets. So it's a really nice feel, put it in and out. There's something about it that's just nice. There have been some comments online that you could tip it out and make a mess, but there isn't that much movement in it, and I would find it really hard when you're holding it to tip it out. Another comment is, as you're grinding it, you could adjust the grind accidentally, but I feel like if you're holding it this, even if you're holding it over the grind, I can't see how that would move, but I have read that online. Personally, it hasn't happened to me. The handle is also a really nice ergonomic shape. Where other grinders have a flat handle, when you're going around, it always feels like you could clip your knuckles. This design, not only is it a nice ergonomic shape, it is longer than, say, other grinders, even their own grinders, the JX Pro. This is a longer, gives you more leverage to make it a little bit easier on you. Now, being a premium grinder, this grinder does come with a whole bunch of extras. It comes with things like a beautiful little case to carry it in, which you can see here. It comes with a little rubber ring if you wanted to put it around there to get more grip while you're holding it. Obviously the brush and a blower, so when you're doing a deep clean. And talking about clean, these grinders, like the rest of their range, can be pulled completely apart without the need for any tools. But let's put this away, grind out some espresso and see what it looks like. So when it comes to espresso, a very common basket size at the moment, or size that people are running, is 20 grams. So we're going to dump in 20 grams of coffee, and to see how long it takes and how it feels to grind out 20 grams. We've already got it dialed in, just locking that lid away, and off we go. And that's it. That's 20 grams of coffee ground. Now, just pull it apart, you just move that over. So dumping it into the portafilter, Although it fits neatly in the portafilter, which is cool, rather than being wider than a 58mm portafilter, some grinders have made it fit a little bit better, but it works well. Popping that back in, and we can go ahead and now tam that and run our shot. It is a very nice, evenly distributed bunch of coffee, but only real way to see it is putting it through a machine, especially with a bottomless portafilter. And on a final note, I know it's something tiny, but something I love from even the Time or Chestnut X is the bit of rubber here, which when you put it down, just adds to that premium feel. There's something about it when you put it down, it's stupid because only a little bit of rubber, but little things like that really do make grinders feel premium. And this grinder in the hand really has that premium feel. Anywhere from the handle to the way the body feels, the way you dial it in, the burrs being 48mm titanium, magnet connection here, and the way you put it on the bench, there's something about it. I'm curious to know your thoughts. Would you prefer a hand grinder that goes from espresso to filter as a broad approach, or do you like a more specialized hand grinder like this espresso first grinder? Let me know in the comments below. And like always, if this video has brought you value, hit that thumbs up. It really helps us with YouTube. And also, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Thank you and see you on the next video.